Shalom, shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praises to YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and shalom to the mighty Akim and Akwat out there who are diligently waiting to be delivered from this final captivity. Today, I want to go back into this whole Kanye and Kyrie thing, and the only reason why I'm coming back to it is because there are certain things that, I realize after the fact. Sometimes you don't really get to say everything you want to say. Sometimes it escapes you, and that's why I'm doing it here right now, because as I had once before mentioned, there was the whole issue of people, it's like the masses thinking one way, but then the media, and then just like the gradually are able to change the mindset and the way people think by just pushing a certain way to think. Okay, so in this case, that is this whole anti-Semitic thing. Okay, while everything that Kanye says is not true, and as well as the Hebrews to Negroes thing is not 100% true, but there is some truth based into it, and that's what they did not want. They did not want them to go into. All right. Now, the main thing that they didn't want them to go into is who the true so-called Jews are, because we're not. Jew is basically like a shortened term of Judah. Okay, but it's in actuality it's the Israelites who are the real Israelites, who are the real by Yahweh. All right. Now, with that, there is the whole aspect of, because Kanye said, "We are the real Jews" on his Twitter. They, I think they banned his Twitter and whatnot. They just took it completely down. In addition to that, he was saying, "Oh, we can't be anti-Semitic," and he didn't attack anyone. All he did was saying that the so-called black people are the actual Jews. Okay, and it wasn't it was taken as anti-Semitic comments, anti thing, like basically like hate speech. That's basically how they took it, and he got dropped with all this stuff and just basically completely demonized for what he said. Okay, in addition to that, we also have Kyrie, who had all he did, mind you, was just post a link to, I believe, a documentary. I believe it's actually a documentary, not like a movie, but it was a documentary, and then they went and just basically crucified him and said all this stuff like that. Okay, well, you can't play, you can't do this, you're suspended, blah blah, and all this stuff like that. Like, it was all just for posting a link to a documentary. So very clearly, with both of these things, and in addition to that, they also were saying that, we don't want to do, we don't want to say that, the reason why that Kanye and Kyrie are suffering so much is because the so-called Jews are in power. Oh my God, to be careful what I'm saying. It's because that is definitely the case. The Jays are in power, and that's why all this happened. Because if you look at other celebrities could get away with saying a lot of different other stuff. Okay, like Kung Flu, China virus, saying the N-word and all this stuff like that. They can get away with that, or just what's it called? What's the other one? Being a Trump support, like basically all this other stuff, and they can get away with it. But let someone talk about the Jays, and then we've seen what happened. Like Kyrie, I think both Kyrie and Kanye had a very bad time about it. All right, but the main thing is that there's no one is allowed to actually criticize the Jays. Okay, because if they do, then they are met with some sort of punishment if they're so-called famous or whatever. all right, and their punishment for such a minor act, okay, it wasn't even an act of defiance. It was just a minor act of just doing, okay, just as simple as posting a tweet out, which is like less than like an essay or something, all right, and then he got banned. He lost his deals. You got Kyrie, who just posted a link, and then you see all the stuff, okay, but there's no real like criticism or talking about it. You're just met with condemnation. All right, now let me get into these actual scriptures, okay. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 verse 11, and for this cause Yahweh shall send them strong delusion that they should believe a lie. So number one, okay, let me get that. That's a good precept as well. Jeremiah chapter 16 verse 19, O Yahweh, my strength and my fortress and my refuge in the day of affliction, the Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth, and shall say, surely our fathers have inherited lies, vanity, and things wherein there is no profit. Okay, so they have inherited lies, like lies, just the whole history. Okay, because iconoclasm. Let me get that as well. Iconoclasm. Iconoclasm literally means image breaking and refers to the recurring historical impulse to break or destroy images for religious or political purposes. So basically, they took I believe it was any black figure, they would destroy or just paint over it, so-called white faces on, historically black images. Okay, and this is one of the main ones was the one who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Okay, this is one of the biggest acts of iconoclasm where they just remove their face. All right. Yeah. See, this is it shouldn't be. Where's well, yeah. The oh yeah, I also saw somewhere or /read or saw a documentary where they messed up. They removed the nose over here. Over here they destroyed the nose of a lot of these statues because the nose have had prominent so-called black feet. Okay, and with that, that would make people say, that's a very so-called black that's a very black feature or an African so-called African feature on the statue. But why is the statue so-called white? Slacky, I'm just jumbled up with the black and white, but yeah, that's one of the things that they did. Okay, so then they have that they push out, and they're trying to keep it going, but because they're trying to, at the same time, they're trying to prevent our people from waking up. So they're trying to suppress the awakening. All right, and they took offense / they didn't like when Kanye and Kyrie did that, because it's that is are very big public figures, and they're not black, so-called black famous, but they're famous amongst amongst all people. A lot of people, not even across the globe, a lot of people know about Kanye and Kyrie. So for them to say something like that, or to do something so big, okay, with so many eyes on them, that pushes out the truth very fast. Okay, and also a brother was actually making a joke saying that you don't want to have more works than Kanye and Kyrie. All right, which is a big thing, because if them doing those little things, woke up more people than we did. Number one, we us personally, we might not have as much exposure, but just being able to do the work. Okay, just doing the work was enough to, you know, doing the not Saki for them to just make the public, just to make the truth public. Okay, that's a big, because we're trying to, our goal is to publicize and let the world know. Okay, and we do that by constantly going out the highways and byways. We constantly, you know, just make videos and whatnot, just to let people know and try to push it out there with the little exposure that we have / no exposure. Or for them, it's just because they don't have as much knowledge on this truth clearly. Okay, because you have Kyrie, who's getting information on a document, and then you have Kanye, who I don't even know who he spoke to. Okay, but very clearly he had someone with some knowledge to it, because he doesn't fully know. All right. So yeah, you want to have more work than those two. All right. But next, Proverbs chapter 17 verse 13. Whoso rewarded evil for good, evil shall not depart from his house. So one of the main things is, with all this lies that they are trying to keep in place, okay, you have them being rewarded evil for their good. They are being rewarded, you know, they have to pay, they have to apologize, they have to condemn, they have to just separate themselves else from the truth. Okay, which what's his name? Ice Cube had to do the same thing, because Kanye had mentioned him recently in one of his interviews about Kanye. Kanye had mentioned Ice Cube, and Ice Cube recently came out and said, "Hey, don't involve me with any of that. I don't want to talk about that. I've never been so-called anti-Semitic in any of that stuff." But he was saying on his Twitter, what's it called? Basically the same, similar things. Okay, it's likely that, you know, that he was probably threatened and into a similar extent as they were, and then now he's, you know, quiet because, you know, he doesn't want to get on their bad side. All right. So yeah, that is what's going on. But you know, but know this, that not only just those people that are in power, but also these people who are, you know, spectators and condemning him, saying, "Oh, he's being anti whatever." Okay, because of that, these people, they have to answer for the wickedness that they're doing, because as it says, "Whoso rewarded evil for good, evil shall not depart from his house." And they're just, all they are doing is just bringing out the truth, bringing out facts. Okay, because the Jays, they are, those are converts. Okay, though they are, that's why they're called J-ish. Okay, it's not, ish is like something, it's not an actual thing. It's J-ish as in like a J. All right, it's not completely the thing. It's not the true thing. All right, and this is old news. People have been saying this and been knowing about this. All right, but obviously, you know, still, this truth has to, you know, come out, and there are still some people who didn't know, but now they're waking up to it. Isaiah 5 verse 20. Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. So basically, everyone that is flipping things upside down, saying that that wrong is right, right is wrong. Okay, that's saying that they, Kyrie and Kanye, are wrong when they are right. Okay, to a certain extent, or more right than the Jays. Okay, because of that, woe unto them. Woe is destruction. Okay, so the Most High is going to send destruction to those that are trying to flip things upside down, saying that right is wrong and wrong is right. All right, that they've been doing that with a plethora of different things. With you know, eating pork, saying that we don't need to keep the law and stuff like that. All this stuff is upside down. All this stuff is wrong. All right, and we wait upon the Most High to send death and destruction to them, and they are constantly, finding more and more things to censor us with. Before it was with the jab, but now they're pushing more and more to it. They are doing the whole talking. First it was the jab, then it was the alphabet gang, and now it's the J's. So even more, they're basically limiting the things that we're allowed to say and we're allowed to talk about. And as time goes on, and as a matter of fact, I wouldn't be surprised if that's the reason why one of the brothers, one of the GMS camp elders channel got taken down. All right, because we've been just rebuking all this wickedness, and it just come to a time where the famine of the word is on its way. Amos chapter 8 verse 11. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahawah, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Most High. And that's what we have to look forward to, because as time goes on, as they find more and more things that they want to censor us with, as a matter of fact, eventually you might just saying that you're an Israelite might be be censored. All right, and this is what's they're trying to push for. All right, and be careful for that. Be careful and look out for that. All right, as if you don't study up and you don't make yourself aware of what's going on, then you're going to be caught with your pants down and just not knowing what to do in the day of affliction, in our time of trouble, during Jacob's trouble. All right. But with that, I hope this lesson was edifying. I want to give all honor, glory, and praises to Yahawah, Bahasham, YAHAWASHI, Bahashem, Rakak, Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. And with that, I want to say shalom.